Okay, long-term money, saving and investing for your future, 3 to 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 40 years from now. Where do you want to be? I'm Angela Brown, a North Carolina financial coach with High Country Financial Coaching. First, again, do your money, your choice, your plan. Do a financial checkup and know your numbers and set some financial goals to help you improve your financial situation and help you make decisions along your financial journey. Prepare a monthly budget, prepare a balance sheet, and know your current net worth. Set goals and automate your bills and your saving and paying off goals. Pay your bills on time. Spend less than you make. Find money in your budget by reducing and cutting and increasing your income to help you have extra money to save and to pay off debt. Be involved in your finances. That is key in today's world. If you are the one managing the finances for the household, make sure you're sharing with others and communicating openly and planning together. If you are in a household, make sure you know what is in your name and make sure you are planning together and involved in the finances. Save for emergencies. During this pandemic, we need to have at least 1 month of expenses saved just in case. Depending on your household number and your risk, you may need to have 1 to 12 months of emergencies. So take time to list what if I need to replace my cell phone? What if somebody in the household, a pet or a person, needed medical treatment? What if I lost my job? What if I did get sick? Or what if somebody else in the household? How much money do I need to have saved for cover a week, a month, 1 to 3 months, or more, depending on your household size and your risk? Save a little bit each month within your budget. Make it a goal. Review your insurance coverage. Know what you need, know what's the value of your assets, and reduce or increase to and budget. Make sure you have the money to budget what you need for insurance. Pay down as much debt as possible. If you are going to start saving for your future and retire sooner than later, you need to pay down your debt for you can start saving for your long term. Start living with your means, reducing your expenses, or increasing your income if you need a higher level of life, a more expensive lifestyle, then increase your income for you're still spending less than you make. Do not reduce your debt. Anything over 5%, pay down as soon as possible. Put on your work boots, get a second job, part-time, full-time, seasonal, few months to help you meet your goals. Work with your kids. Come up with a game plan that works for your household. Your kids need to learn to live within their means too. So it's okay to say no to someone in your household if you are still meeting their needs. Needs first, then goals. You wants if you have the extra funds. See what you have in your household already to help you pay down debt and save for emergencies. Sell items you're not using or you do not need. Negotiate your collections and medical debt and come up with a payment plan. Review your credit. Know your credit numbers. Know your credit report. Make sure everything's reported correctly. Know what you owe. Save for the future, short term, long term. Review your current tax situation using the IRS withholding tax estimator. Life changing for our household to know if we needed to save for retirement pre or post, or Roth, tax deferred. Having a budget, knowing our net worth, estimating our taxes, saving for emergencies, having adequate insurance, and cashing in or reducing the extra insurance we didn't need, and paying down debt, saving for our future. Review, prepare a will. If you have any assets, any finances, any retirement, have a will. You get to control where your money's going. Have beneficiaries on all your accounts and make sure you have all the proper estate documents, financially, medically, living will in place. Again, bank accounts, is saving, so it's short term. We're looking at investments during this recording, so that is 3 to 40 years plus. So you're investing over the long haul. You're going to need multiple accounts for this. So if you're working, your first priority is to take advantage of your employer's retirement. Talk to your employer, talk to your HR, and find out if you have an employer retirement account option. And make sure you contribute or set a goal to slowly increase for your meeting that employer match. Then your next priority is a Roth IRA, saving for your future. Try to save as much as possible in a Roth IRA after you've saved for emergencies and paid down debt. Then you open a taxable investment brokerage account to save for any of your future items, future cars, future house, future trips that you would like to take the next 3 to 40 years. Research options. If you may do this online or through a brokerage account or through a financial advisor. Your employer will have personal financial advisors usually to assist you. So schedule an appointment to talk to them on the phone, online, or virtually to assist you. You want personal financial advisors that work for you and to handle your money in a responsible way that grows your money with, you may have to pay a little bit of fees because you have to pay the person to manage it, 1 to 1.5%, and make sure they're picking funds that's working for you cost-wise and returns. Avoid salespeople. You want to pick people that's working for you and educating you and you're through the process, not someone immediately trying to sell you insurance policies. So they get commission on annuities and whole life insurance policies. They get 15 to 20% commission up front. So if they try to sell you something, then you say, whoa, I'm here to focus on my long-term savings first and foremost, and then I'll review my insurance needs. Or you go do your homework and see if it's a need or something they're trying to make extra money off of you. Research fees, research investments for your goals and funds, and research the returns over 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year. We'll look at that together. We talked about short-term savings already. Long-term savings, it's investing. Your long-term savings for retirement and future 5 years from now, you need to invest those funds for you are earning a higher rate of return. The bank is only earning you 0.10, 0.20, 0.3, maybe 0.6 right now during this pandemic. Extremely low interest returns at the bank. So retirement, future savings, you need to be investing. If you need my assistance, I will be happy to coach you, help you manage your own investments. If not, we have some wonderful financial advisors available. Just do your research, know the fees, and make sure they're working for you. You want to be beating inflation and beating the fees you pay on funds and for an advisor, so you need to be earning 8% or higher. Personally, we want to earn 8 to 15% on our returns. Anything over and above is just a win. So at least 8% and try to set it to 10, 12 to 15%. First and foremost, priority is your 401 employer match. That usually is with your employer. So review your HR, talk with your HR, review your employer options. Long-term top priority. Retirement accounts, you have to train your brain to say, no, 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 I cannot access this money until I'm 59 and a half or older. You will pay tax penalties and extra taxes if you cash that money in early. So this is not your emergency fund. Now, if you have an extreme to extreme to extreme, you're going through bankruptcy or something, maybe. But usually you need to train to say no. No withdrawals from my retirement to after 59 and a half. It's life-changing when you have money to pay your bills, you're saving for emergencies, you're paying your bills on time, and you start saving for your future. So saving for your retirement is key. Even in your 20s and 30s and 40s, even saving, if you start sooner than later, you just need to save a smaller amount to reach your retirement goals. If you start even 5 years, 10 years later, you have to save a little extra per month to reach your retirement goals. So employer plan first, then you want to open an investment brokerage account. So you have your bank accounts, you have your employer investment accounts, then you have your investment brokerage account. Again, that can be online or with a personal financial advisor. This first is your Roth IRA is your next priority after your employer match, after paying your debt off and after saving for emergencies. So employer match, Roth IRA, and then you can look at different additional options for your tax situation. So estimate your taxes using that IRS tax withholding link. Then you open up a taxable investment account. That's where your future fund, any future items, living adventures, or early retirement. This gives you options. Hey, if I want to retire early, I have retirement accounts I can access at 59 and a half. I have emergency funds. I have insurance. I have an extra taxable investment account that I can live off of until I have access to my retirement account. Options are wonderful. It's freeing. It reduces stress. It's security. When you take control of your money and you live within your means and you make smart money decisions. It takes 5 to 10 years to flip some of this. Some people can do it in a year. It just depends on your financial situation and your debt level, your employment, and your ability to save. But you can do it one step at a time, $5 at a time, $10 at a time, $20 at a time, 50, 100, and you can start saving for your future. Retirement with your employer, retirement in a Roth IRA, and then within a taxable and investment account. Retirement planning, again, you need to take advantage of that employer account. Research your account options. Know your tax situation. Be sure you research the funds. So one thing for us, when you're with an employer, they have the employer match possibly up to 1 to 8%. So slowly increase your payroll deduction, automate it until you're paying 1% one year, 2% the next year, until you can take advantage of that complete employer match. That will be with your employer. That could be a pension or it could be investments. If it's investments, then you need to meet with a personal financial advisor with your employer each year to review your accounts. Or you need to set up an online account to your investments and you need to review and make sure your investments are earning at least 8 to 15% to beat inflation, and because your employer accounts have some higher fees. It is what it is. You get that employer match, you get that tax deferment or Roth tax advantage, but you still have to pay a little extra fees. So you need to review your funds and make sure you're earning returns over time from 8 to 15%. And we'll look at how to review funds in just a minute. Make sure you automate your employer options through a payroll deduction. Dream using a retirement investment calculator. So through the retirement investment calculator, you can put your age. If you're 40 now, you want to retire at 65, you want to live to 95, you need to review how much you have coming in from Social Security at 62 or 67 or 70. Review if you have any extra income already set up. You want to set this at least 8% because you want to be earning 8% plus. Inflation, leave it, and then list your current income. Can you live at 75% of that income, or do you need 100% or 50%? Again, this is where you win. If you start paying off your debt sooner than later and pay off your debt before you enter retirement, this allows you to live off less. Click calculate. So this person would need $523,000 estimated for retirement. So then you could go to a savings goal calculator and you could put in that I need $525,000. Maybe I'm going to start with $100. Years to grow for this person, they had 25 years. Interest rate, again, we want to earn at least 8%. They're going to contribute monthly. So they need to save around $550 a month to help reach their retirement goal. So play around with some calculators to help you dream and plan. Each year, you need to rebalance and review your investments within your employer match and within your Roth IRA with your investment brokerage account. Take control of your money, have a game plan for you can be successful and your money's working for you over time. Set beneficiaries for all your accounts. Update that each year or with each season of life and make sure you have a will. Your beneficiaries will trump your will, so make sure you have your beneficiaries set to what you want. Okay, a taxable account. So you've got your bank accounts to pay bills and to save for short term. You've got your retirement set up. You have retirement with your employer. You have retirement with a taxable brokerage investment account. That would be your Roth IRA. So then if you want to save for additional future items that we talked about, that's your future items, and having options, that's a taxable investment account. You would open a broker of your choice. Millennial Money is one of my websites that I refer to. They have best online brokers. So if you scroll down, do your research. I personally have Fidelity and Vanguard, and I'm happy. They're very easy to work with. You can transfer if you have investments from other companies or other employers. Vanguard, I personally, has been extremely helpful by calling and using their customer service to help me transfer those funds. And I can see it on my device and on my computer, and I've been researching how to manage my funds. It's very easy. I have my 403B, which is an extra account option with my employer to help me reduce my tax situation with our kids moving out. We're doing pre-tax money. So when you pick your online broker, or you seek out a wealth management or Edward Jones personal financial advisor for your community. So let me back up here. When you're looking at retirement planning, know your tax situation because you have after-tax options, you have pre-tax options. So you want to invest in the options that's best for your tax situation now and predicted in retirement. So if you want to talk about that, let's talk. But having a mix for us works best. We have some that's tax deferred. We pay no taxes now, we pay them in the future. And we have some that we pay taxes now, no taxes in the future. So we also have a 403B. We're paying no taxes now, we're paying taxes in the future. But most of these, 401k, IRA, 403, 457, have options to be Roth or pre. So research, find the options best for you. Okay, back to the taxable broker investment. Once you set up the account, you link your bank account, you research and buy funds. You review the stocks. You review your tax situation, and then you either transfer or invest when you have extra funds, or you set a certain amount each month. What works best for you? Just have a why and start dreaming. So if you want to save for a car, so financial calculator, investment calculator, additional contributions. You want to save for a car that's going to cost you $15,000 every 5 years. You have $100 to start with. You're going to buy a car every 5 years. And again, you want to find funds that's earning 8%. So you're going to contribute at the end of each month. So you just check your boxes. So I need to contribute $200 around to save for a car, for I can buy a car every 5 years. So that helps you plan. So you use investment calculators to help you plan of what's your why and how much you need to save. Okay. So dream using your investment calculators. Review your investments each year to see if you need to rebalance or change your future contributions. That's really huge for your retirement planning and your taxable broker account. That you're reviewing your investments, your stocks, your funds to make sure they're still working for you at 8+% to beat inflation, to beat your fees. Make sure on all your bank accounts, investment accounts, that you set your beneficiaries and list in your will. But know that your beneficiaries trump your will, so you need to update for each year, each season of life. Basics of setting up an account. Again, you open a broker's account of your choice. Call your broker if needed. I had to call Vanguard at first. And then you set up your accounts, either your retirement accounts or your taxable investment brokerage account. You link your bank accounts, you transfer your first amount of money. It can be a lump sum, it can be $50, $100, and it will usually transfer to a low risk, low return money market account. Then that's a temporary holding place that you have until you're ready to buy investments. Start researching your investments, and then when you're ready, you click buy. Either click buy for that broker investment or for EFTs, mutual funds, or stocks or bonds. Until retirement, you want to reinvest all dividends and then select the cost basis best for you. Average is easiest, but if you may buy and sell in the future, you may want to do actual cost method, because that allows you to buy and sell based on your tax situation. Review your tax situation and be sure for that taxable investment brokerage, you have to report and file taxes each year. You have to at least report how much you contributed to a Roth IRA, because you can contribute up to $6,000 each year until you're 50, and then you can contribute up to $7,000. There's also additional contribution limits for additional employment options. So just research employment, investment options, account options, and research your tax situation. Once you buy your investments, then you get to review and rebalance each year and report your taxes. Okay, let's look at some possible funds that you may use. But first, I want to show you this Clark Howard Smart Investing. Again, first and foremost is to manage your short term. You got to learn to budget, live within your means, and save for emergencies before you start investing, because your emergency funds helps protect you just in case. You want to try not to tap into your investment accounts until you need them for the long term. At least a year for your taxable account, for you don't pay higher taxes. And for retirement plans, you want to not tap into those until retirement or at 59 and a half. Okay? So again, employer match, Roth IRA, make investing in retirement a priority, but first become a budgeter and a saver. That's great tips. Here's the tax withholding estimator link. Okay, when you look at investments, look at your brokerage account online of choice, search your funds, look at the information about the fund, look at the expense ratio, look for the minimums, look for the risk factor. Next, click your price and performance tab and look at your returns over time. So your goal is to earn 8 to 15% on your diversified funds, mutual funds, EFTs, or index funds. So this one is 17, 8, 13, and 9. So that's for a target retirement fund. Your portfolio is part stocks, part bonds. So here is the funds that's invested for that target investment account. And also, as you get closer to retirement or closer to needing the funds, your risk potential will decrease, because they will increase your bond percentage and reduce your stock percentage over time. Gives you a little more information about fees and about dividends and returns. You may have a target retirement fund for a year of your choice, in your retirement account or in your taxable investment account. Here is your ticker to purchase the fund. Large caps are another great choice. This is a mega cap. So here's your overview, here's your ticker, here's your expense, here's your risk factor, here's your price and performance, 34, 20, 22, 16. So it's earning more than the 8 to 15%. Portfolio management, it is a large growth. So it's your large companies that's still growing. Scroll down to see where your money's invested, what percentages you own. If you click portfolio holdings, it will show you how many stocks that you own within this fund. So within this fund, you own 100 stocks. So you own 100 companies. So that's pretty cool. That was Vanguard funds. If you have an account with Fidelity, they have the same fund. So you can look for total stock market, S&P 500, growth funds, small, mid, large, growth and income funds, target funds, balance funds, international global funds. So here's their total stock market, earning 20%, 12, 16. So it meets the 18 to 15%. The expense ratio and minimum to invest is 0. So it's a great fund, and here's your ticker to purchase. Same for the Fidelity S&P 500. Here's your returns. They're between the 8 and 15. Here's your expense ratio and your minimum to invest. A balanced fund is 60% almost stocks and 40% bonds. It's a large blend. So it owns large value companies and large growth, and it has bonds. So if you click in the overview, it gives you your minimum to invest, your expense ratio, a little bit about the account. You notice it's a 3, so a little bit less risk involved. So money that you need 3 to 10 years, this may be a great account for you. Price and performance, 14, 10, 11, 9. So it's still earning 8 to 15% over time. Portfolio, where your money's invested. It lists the companies listed, and you can click your portfolio holdings for a list of all your companies. A total stock market, here's Vanguard's, here's their expense ratio. This is ETF has a lower expense ratio. Here's your ticker to purchase. Here's a little bit. It's already invested in large, mid, and small cap. Price performance, 20, 12, 16, and 13. So it's between the 8% to 15%. It gives you your portfolio. It is a large blend. Gives you your fees. So you can explore the tabs, and it gives you, if you have any dividends, that will be reinvested. Another great fund is QQQ. Get the fact sheet. It gives you an example of their returns, a little bit higher expense ratio here, but you have a little bit more higher returns. The higher returns, the higher risk involved, but here they're invested in some of the same stocks that Vanguard is, with a little higher return and a little bit in China. And so you can look at where this fund's invested, and if you'd like to purchase it, the ticker with the fund name here is your fund ticker, QQQ. So check it out, the funds. If you're interested in innovation, check out the ARK funds. ARK Invest. So here's the ARK Innovation Fund. A little bit higher expense ratio, but look at the returns. So if you like technology, you would like to have a little bit of Tesla, but you want a diversified fund that owns several companies, ARK funds may be a fund of your choice. Look at the returns, look at the holdings, where your money's invested, and then here is your ticker if you'd like to purchase. If you want to buy individual funds, look at Yahoo Finance. Click on Yahoo Finance, download the app on your phone. You can look up Apple. It gives you the ticker. If you want to purchase, it gives you how they're doing in the stock market right now. scroll down, it gives you a list if it's a strong buy, hold, or underperforming, current price, their average price, and their predicted high. So you can search individual stocks if you would like to have diversified funds, mutual funds, EFTs, index funds, or if you would like to search individual stocks to see if you want to invest in a company that you would like to support. Use your financial calculators. With investments, taxes are involved, so you need to review your tax situation. So if you cash in a taxable investment within a year, then you would have to pay short-term capital gains for your tax bracket. So you would need to know your tax bracket. So if you were in a 22% tax bracket, you would pay 22% on short term. So if you save that money in an investment for longer than a year, you would pay a long-term tax bracket. So if your adjusted gross income is $40,000 or less, you would pay 0% taxes on your dividends and your capital gains. If you are in 40 to 445,000, you would only pay 15% versus paying 22 or 24% of your normal tax bracket. So review your tax situation and set a goal to keep those investments for at least a year, for you pay long-term capital gains versus short-term. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you at High Country Financial Coaching or at Gmail at hcfinancialcoaching@gmail.com. Have a great day.